I'm hard stuck in Valorant Ranked, so I decided to make a change and used aim labs to improve my aim for the past 60 days. I asked myself, does aim training actually help to climb faster in FPS games? I have been putting in 30 minutes every day into aim training for 60 days straight. I decided to use aim labs and use the VOLTAIC Fundamentals playlist. There are two playlists available, a novice playlist and an intermediate playlist. I decided to use the novice playlist to work on the basics first. The routine consists out of 8 scenarios that all focus on different aspects of aiming, like smoothness, flicks or micro corrections. If you want to try out the playlist and get some background information about it, just click the link in the description. Let's see if aim trainers have helped me to improve my aim and my rank. Let me quickly introduce my experience with shooters and aim trainers in general first, so that you get a better understanding of my results. Valorant is not my first shooter. Until today I spent like 400 hours on Valorant. Most of my time I spent playing Call of Duty, especially Black Ops 2 and Modern Warfare 3. I also tried out aim training for a short time last year and reached Plat and Kovacs benchmarks. So how does aim training improve an average player who's ranked Plat in Valorant and the Kovacs benchmarks? Aim training definitely helped to improve my raw aim and my mouse control. So what can you expect after 60 days with a total of 30 hours of aim training? To show you the exact increase of the scores in percent, I compared the average scores of the first 2 weeks with the scores of the last 2 weeks. My scores improved significantly on every scenario that I played. My smallest improvement was in static clicking with an improvement of 7%, but most improvements were in the 10 to 20% range. Every single task that I practiced showed the same shape of improvement, with some minor differences in the size of improvements. In the first 2 weeks, I made beginner progress in every scenario. After that, the improvement slowed down a bit, but my scores still went up over time. I ended up with high scores in the VOLTAIC X Wuhujen Novice playlist in the top 1%, but I still have a long way to go to achieve scores like those of top aimers like Minigod. But how does this factor into actual gameplay? Did I improve in-game as well and ranked up fast? I feel more confident when playing. My click timing is more on point and my aim feels and looks smoother. But while I did see an improvement in my aim, my stats in Valorant didn't quite match up. My headshot percentage, my rank, still not where I wanted them to be. But why? Because aim training is a good start, but it's not everything. Aim training works on your basic aim or mouse control, which is super important for FPS games in general. But the point is, you still need to work on game-specific skills separately. And guess what? I completely missed that part. I didn't practice things like crosshair placement, agent tactics, recoil control, movement, or strafe shooting. Turns out, without getting better at those game-specific skills, my aim improvements didn't directly translate into being better at Valorant. I have too many clips that look like this one. That's why I personally should also focus on getting better at in-game mechanics like recoil control, movement, and just play more Valorant. But enough said, what can you expect and what does really help? Based on my experience, I think a 20% improvement is pretty realistic. And even more is possible if you are really committed. Your progress depends a lot on your starting point and your investment. And in order to help you improve, I've put together my top 3 takeaways and learnings. First, focus is key. It's the same in all aspects of life. Only focus training will help you to improve quickly and reliably. If you are using aim labs to improve in an FPS game, you should practice with the goal of getting better at the game rather than just focusing on getting a higher score. Let me give you an example for that. And let's look at this particular scenario out of the routine. I can potentially get higher scores by clicking a lot, but that doesn't help me in game. In Valorant, the accuracy of the first shot is very important. So I should concentrate on the timing of my clicks and make sure I'm on the target before I click. Let's get to my second learning. VOD reviewing. Do not skip the VOD review part of your aim lab sessions. I skipped it at first, so it was only at the end that I realized what my weaknesses are, what I'm doing wrong, and how I could improve. I also got a quick tip for you. You can review all your aim labs tasks after you have played around. Therefore, you head over to the insights section. You can see the video of a training session by clicking on the score. There are also useful add-ons like slow motion or speed up. You can also have a look at the replays of the top players in the scenario and compare their technique with your own. My third and my last takeaway is consistency. Stay consistent and be patient. Consistency beats short-term intensity. I also want to get good quickly, but consistency is the key to success here. So set a time blocker every day and see what works for you. And don't switch your playlist too fast. For those of you who cannot get enough of aim training, I've linked more videos in the description from players much more experienced than myself, which I personally find very interesting. So thanks for watching and see you in the next video.